All right, guys, here is your review for your test, which will be Monday. I'm going to try to go through this a little quick so that way it's not a very long video. But for the whole first page, you have to find the slope. And the slope is just another word for your m value, your rise over run, or y sub 2 minus y sub 1. So when I look at this, I'm going to pick 2 points where it's actually crossing at the grid. And those 2 points look like right there. It has to cross exactly through. So you count your rise. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you count your run. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So remember just to count the hops. So you have 4 over 7, which should be B. We can eliminate A and C because those are negative slopes. And if it was a negative slope, that line would be decreasing. But when I draw my little guy, he's going to be hiking up that mountain or that hill. So therefore, we need a positive slope. Same thing for this one. We can get rid of these because it's not leaning to the left or leaning to the right. And we know that if you have a straight up and down line, it's like falling off Niagara Falls, that's undefined craziness or no slope because no way I'm going down that. If it was a zero slope, you would have zero fun going on a horizontal line. And you can also refer to your graphic organizer during your test if you need more support. Next one, once again, we're finding the slope. Slope can also be defined by y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So before I get started, I'm going to label my pieces, x1, y1, x2, y2. So I'm going to replace y2 with 13 minus y1 with negative 14, x sub 2 with 3 minus negative 15. Okay, I'm going to type all that in my calculator exactly how I see it on the screen. So I'm going to do alpha y equals enter, and we got 13 minus negative 14 over 3 minus negative 15, and my result gives me 3 over 2, which should be answer choice D. Okay, important thing is y equals mx plus b. The piece that is where the m is that negative sign. So first of all, these are positive. We know it has to be negative, but there's an understood negative 1 in front of that x. Okay, there's not a number there. We have to understand, or it has to be like a 1 because 1 times x is still just plain old x. Next one, we got to do a little work on this one. We got to make it look like y equals mx plus b because then we would know the slope if we have like that. So we got 2x minus 5y equals negative 25. We're going to work PEMDAS backwards. So take care of the addition and subtraction first. Here's y, the 2x is adding to that 5y since it's positive. So the opposite would be subtracting. They cancel and you're left with negative 5y equals negative 2x minus 25. I keep the sign that comes in front of 2x. I keep the sign in front of 25. Next step, we got to undo multiplication or division. So to undo this multiplication, we divide both sides by negative 5. And now we have our rocket science, okay? Each piece is divided by negative 5, but we're going to do each piece divided by negative 5. So all we're doing is breaking that fraction bar apart. Reduce, type negative 2 over negative 5 in your calculator and reduce to 2/5 x. Type negative 25 over negative 5 in your calculator and reduce to a positive 5. So our slope, once again, is the number in front of x, so 2 over 5 is answer choice B. Okay, next side, we're going to write the slope-intercept form of the equation. Slope-intercept form is just fancy words for y equals mx plus b. That's all it means. So we're going to write the y equals mx plus b for 6 through 12. Okay, looking at this is a decreasing line, so I can automatically eliminate the ones that have a positive slope because decreasing lines have negative slopes. Positive line, so those got eliminated, okay? The next one, we got to find the rise over run. So I'm going to pick 2 numbers right here, there, and here. That's where it's crossing at exactly the grid marks, okay? So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, and I went over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my slope here is negative 3 over 5. You go down 3, right 5. Next one, same thing, it's decreasing, so I need a negative slope, so I can get rid of the positive slopes. Positive 2, positive 1, we can get rid of those. So now I'm going to look at it, it's going down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. So that's negative 1 over 1, which if I type that in my calculator, gives me that negative 1. Okay, both of them started at a positive 4, the y-intercept of 4. All right, here's the next one. The easiest way for me to tell you how to do this without doing too much crazy stuff is using your calculator, okay? So I'm going to review those steps for you. We're going to go to Stat, edit our list, and we're going to clear out the junk that's in there. And the first word pair is 3, -1. The next word pair is -1, -5. Okay? Try to get it where you can see it, okay? So there's our ordered pairs. We go to the Stat button, calculate number 4, which says len reg or AX plus B. X's are coming from the list 1, Y's are coming from the list 2, so we press enter a bunch. It's going to tell me my slope-intercept form is Y equals 1x, because we replace A with 1, plus -4, because we replace B with -4. So Y equals 1x plus -4, which is the same thing as 1 times x is x, plus the -4 is like subtracting 4, which is answer choice A. If you want to do it the other way, you could find the slope by using m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So therefore we get m equals our y sub 2 is -5 minus our y sub 1 is -1 over our x sub 2 is -1 minus our x sub 1, which is 3. When I type all that into my calculator, I'm going to get left with just a +1. Okay, so now we'll use our y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1, which is our point slope form. Okay, y minus, I'm going to just go with this order pair right here. So the y part is a -1, the m is a 1, and the x sub 1 is a 3. Okay, so now we just get to simplify. 2 negatives give me a positive right here, and I can distribute this 1. 1 times x is x, 1 times -3 is -3. So solve for y by subtracting 1 on both sides. These cancel, and you're left with y equals x minus 4, which is another way how we got the exact same answer. So you can use your calculator, or you can use a combination of slope formula and then point slope form. Both will be provided for you on the board, so you can use them during your test. Next one, we got to write this in slope-intercept form, so we basically need to solve for y. So always think of PEMDAS backwards. So 5x minus 8y equals -8. I'm going to start off by subtracting 5x from both sides. And I'm going to be left with -8y equals -5x minus 8. They're not like terms, so I can't combine them. Okay, I took care of the addition subtraction. Now I got to undo the multiplication. So we're going to divide. And the rocket science, or splitting that fraction apart, is going to give me -5 over -8x plus -8 over -8. When we type those in our calculator reduce, we get 5 over 8x plus 1, which is answer choice A. Okay? And guys, if I'm going too fast, back up your video and replay it, and that'll give you a better explanation. Okay, a Girl Scout has 100 boxes, okay, that she needs to sell. So she's starting off with 100. That sounds like a y-intercept, because a y-intercept is your starting value. And she's going to sell 12 boxes per hour. Okay, whenever you see that per, that tells you got a slope there, okay? So that eliminates A for us and eliminates B for us, because we know it's got to be y equals mx plus b. Okay, now here's the only difference. One's positive, one's negative. If you're selling boxes, those boxes are leaving your hand and going to someone else's hand, so you're losing boxes, okay? You're not getting more boxes. You should end up with less boxes than what you started with if you're selling. That's why we have a negative slope. Same thing, $2 per Gatorade. That means your slope is going to be a 2, okay? Slope's not 2, slope's not 2, slope's not 2. The only one that has a slope of 2 is this one right here. There's actually an understood +0 because there was not an initial value. And the only number that represents not having an initial value, initial fee, what you pay up front, is the number 0. Okay, number 12 right here. On the back, once again, there is a x-intercept right here at 2, 0. And when we have special lines at 2, 0, we know that since there's an x-intercept, it's going to start off with x equals something. That's the only one that starts off with x equals something. Another big thing you can get rid of, or you can remember, you have a graphic organizer, or functions only start with y equals. This one right here isn't a function. It fails the vertical line test. Okay? Paul can cut 4 yards per day. Whatever follows the per is the independent variable. So the independent variable here is time. The dependent variable has to be yards. Okay, the company then charges $10 per guess. The independent variable has to be guess. So therefore, the dependent variable has to be the cost that's measured in money. Every single time the independent variable follows the per. Looking at this, we know that x-intercepts, the y part 0, and y-intercepts, the x part is 0. So I'm looking at this, I'm looking for the y part 0, good, y part 0, good, y part 0 is not 0, y part is not 0, okay? So now I'm just down to 50-50 chance, okay? So I'm looking at this, I'm going to start graphing this. I'm going to start off with -6, and that's actually where it crosses the y-axis. So that is going to be the y-intercept, 0, -6. I went left to right, 0, down 6. I could then finish graphing that line going up 1, 2, 3, right 2, up 1, 2, 3, right 2, and there's my x-intercept. I go over 4, up or down 0. Okay? So they basically got those twos mixed up. Next one, y equals 3. It's a special line. And since y equals 3, we know there's going to be a y-intercept right here at 0, 3. You go left to right, 0, up 3. Okay, so I'm going to look through here and see which ones have a y-intercept of 0, 3. Good. This one doesn't. Good. This one is a little messed up. It says 3, 0. So they have the order pair mixed up. Okay, that thing's not crossing the x-axis, so I know the x-intercept should be none. Okay, x-intercept none, good. Oh, this one right here, I forgot to mark it off because it didn't have 0, 3. So that was the only one that worked out. No x-intercept, and the order pair is 0, 3. You go left to right 0, and you go up 3. All right, 17, same thing. X-intercept, the y part should be 0. So -4, 0 should be our x-intercept. And our y-intercept, the x part should be 0, 0, 1. The y-intercept, 0, 1. We can eliminate answers because this right here, the y part of the x-intercept is not 0. The y part of the x-intercept is not 0. And those two, they got them. They was not the same order pairs that are on the table. See, -4, 0, they put 0, -4. Okay, last one for this section. Once again, intercepts, they have to be ordered pairs so we can eliminate A and D. When I'm looking at this, I know that for an x-intercept, the y part 0, so that's good. An x-intercept, the y part, that one's not even 0. So before I even get started, I could just go ahead and just say it's B just by process of elimination. If you didn't know, you could always solve for y. So we would do PEMDAS backwards to take care of the addition and subtraction. Leave you with -4y equals -2x plus 4. And then I can undo the multiplication. So we'll divide by -4. So I'm going to get y equals -2x over -4 and +4 over -4. These reduce to a +1/2 x, and this reduces to a -1. You can find that in your calculator by typing 4 over -4. The y-intercept should be -1. Hey, that's good. The y-intercept's -1. You can then find the x-intercept by doing one of two things. You can type it in your table. So if I type this in, I got 1 over 2x minus 1, and I can check out my table. Okay? And right there is my table if I'm looking at it. The x-intercept should be 2, 0, and there is 2, 0 now that I have it in slope-intercept form. All right, 19, we're looking to make sure the x's are all unique. Those x's ruin it for us, so therefore it's not a function. Functions, the x values cannot go to two different y's. So basically, do they repeat or don't repeat? Same thing here. A vertical line fails the vertical line test, so it's not a function. And also the x value is repeating. That ordered pair is 1, 2, and that ordered pair is 1, 4. So those x values once again are repeating, so it fails the vertical line test. I know that was really quick, but if you have questions, please let me know. You can email them to me, or you can rewatch the video, just back it up and play it, or come see me in the morning because I'd be glad to help you out.